And a good Thursday evening to you. 2K Sports presents the NBA. With Greg Anthony and Stan Van Gundy, this is Kevin Harlan. And we're joined by our reporter, David Aldridge, on the sidelines. Now, Golden State's starting five. In the backcourt, we'll see Curry and Podziemski. Jimmy Butler is out there with Moody. And it's Green in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for Utah, wing pair will be Sexton and Markkanen. The pairing up front, it'll be Collins and Kessler. And it's Collier in at point. And what a matchup we have here in the front court, Greg.
Yeah, each of these teams are anchored by their big men. I think it's going to be physical and highly intensified.
Left side, Curry. The tray. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Honestly, guys, Curry is the best three-point shooter I've ever seen.
Here's Collier. Three-pointer. Rebound by Butler. Curry is inside. Makes it off the glass. Curry's got 5 now.
Great work inside by Curry there. So clever and composed in the paint.
Here's Collier. Pass to Collins. Off target from three-point range.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And this is what separates Green from most bigs. A point forward who excels at passing.
Utah's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Collier. Good work there as it goes.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
But Podziemski's shot is good.
Oh, nice feed. You can see how Curry makes their offense flow, even when he's not scoring.
Greg, since reaching 5 consecutive NBA Finals, the Warriors have missed the playoffs 3 of the past 5 years.
And to be fair, they did go 46 and 36 last season. They were 10 games over 500 last year. So they weren't a bad team, but Golden State doesn't just expect to be in the play-in. They want to be a contender.
The second chance points are all about a lack of effort defensively. Those buckets would drive me nuts.
That one good for 2.
And one thing about Draymond, he almost invites contact.
The Jazz have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Markkanen, good.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Three-pointer, Butler drains it from beyond the arc. Butler's got 5 points so far.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. He wants to talk to his guy. And Utah making a change here. Clarkson's checked in. Then for the Warriors, Jonathan Kuminga. He's checked in for Butler. Gary Payton comes in for Moses Moody. And it's Buddy Hield in for Brandon Podziemski. Clarkson outside. Teardrop shot. Collier. That's good.
Yeah, it took just enough off of it for the floater.
And it's Curry with the ball, bringing it up for the Golden State Warriors. It's a 5-point game. Count it.
Stronger than he looks. Curry able to take the hit there and finish.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, D.A.?
Thanks, Kevin. Now, Will Hardy talked to me a little while ago. He talked about a lot of things, including how to try and slow down Steph Curry. He said it's the usual stuff. You can't go under screens. You have to contest without fouling. You have to recognize he will put the ball on the floor and drive if you overplay him. That's a lot to account for, guys.
Thank you, David. They get it back. Another shot. With the teardrop, Collins, good.
Becoming a true force
on the offensive glass. Love how hard Collins goes after those second chance opportunities.
John Collins was a force in his first few years, Stan, but hasn't seemed to match that level of success since that time. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think there's a few reasons, Kevin. Number one, I just think it's a lot about opportunity. And he went from being the number 2 guy on a team to being the 3rd, 4th, even at times 5th guy on the floor. So he's not getting as much opportunity. He doesn't have as much opportunity to play some of his minutes as a center now. And that was always where he could get a quickness advantage. So even where he is now, though, this guy is a very good player and has gotten to the point he's underrated.
Now Hield. After Colin Sexton's three-pointer that didn't go.
Yeah, they have gone full throttle from the opening tip, showing no signs of letting up.
Yeah, they've come out with more energy and effort, and that's reflected in the score.
Here's Collier. Collins a screen on Curry. Collier. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Warriors leading by 12. To the paint. Here's Green. His second shot goes in. Off to a good start. 2 for 2.
Yeah, we're seeing some fireworks from them already.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly how you want to start a game, with a big offensive push.
Now, here's Collins. Pass to Clarkson. Will it go? The shot will not fall.
Well, the defense got lucky there. More often than not, he's making that shot.
And Kuminga throws it down.
It's impressive, the level of domination at both ends, and you're seeing the results.
Yeah, and to do it on the road, it shows how well prepared this team was coming into this contest.
Here's Clarkson. It's rebounded by Kuminga.
That's a defender doing just enough to cause a miss on the layup.
Payton, that's good.
Crushing it right now. They've done an excellent job of spacing the floor.
Yeah, we thought this might be the case. You see a few of those go through the net, it becomes contagious. Yeah, so skilled offensively. Getting the ball in his hands is generally a good idea.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Yeah, come on, they're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
And so it's the Golden State Warriors controlling the game and finishing the quarter with a 20-point lead. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And we'll be back with you shortly. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And guys, we've seen the Warriors really take control here.
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
Yeah, they've dictated the pace to this point, looking to run at every opportunity.
Jazz trail by 20. Well, Greg, over the last few seasons, one area of consistency for the Jazz has been their rebounding.
Yeah, and they have some size, and they make controlling the boards a focal point. When you're playing Utah, you better be ready to put a body on somebody.
Sharing the wing spot, it's Clarkson and Markkanen. Then it's Keontae George. Then there's Filipowski, and it's Hendricks in at the power forward. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz. George passes to Hendricks. That ball's nice speed that time from George.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. And many around the league believe Curry doesn't get enough fouls called in his favor. GA, what do you think?
There could be some truth to that. He gets held and grabbed more than anyone when running off screens, but especially blatant on drives to the rim.
The free throw drops for Curry. And as a coach, what were some of your favorite parts, Stan, of life on the road?
Well, Kevin, we get treated really well on the road in the NBA. I mean, you travel on great charters. People take care of your bags. We stay in great hotels. But my favorite part of being on the road was when we were on our way home. Easier to win at home, family at home. That was the favorite part.
How about the bonding experience that a lot of coaches talk about when you're out there kind of alone against the forces, just you and your team?
Well, I definitely think players bond on trips like that because they're not going in different directions. They team to spend time together. I don't think any of them ever wanted to spend time with me.
Tries it from 9. The Warriors pull it in. Hield the pass to Kuminga. The jumper's good from inside 6 feet. Kuminga's got 7 points in the game.
And not just a scorer. Hield is solid at reading when his guys are open for a look.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. He's ready to talk things through with the team. Different look here for the Warriors. A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. George looking over the floor. Markkanen with it. 6 to shoot. Shoots. The Jazz again can't hit it. The Warriors have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Podziemski on the wing. There's the triple. Knocks down the 3 ball. He has 5.
And they're getting points. They're getting stops. And this is how they'd like to play all the time.
Great example of how to build a lead and then sustain it. You win games on both ends of the floor.
Clarkson passes to Markkanen. Another miss by Utah. The Warriors have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. From the arc, a nice shot by Moody. Moody's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Up to 2 offenses here tonight. You can tell theirs is just a bit more in sync.
Well, I think it's because they're calling sets that really match up well with their personnel.
Time called here. The Jazz decide to talk it over.
If you see yourself on the big screen, then you know what to do. Show us your move. Well, everyone, let's hear it for you. Substitution on the court.
Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Outside, George. And an unfortunate trend for the Utah Jazz stand the past couple seasons, losing the battle of possessions.
Yeah, Kevin, and that's hard to overcome. When you turn the ball over at a high rate, and then at the other end, you don't force any turnovers, you're losing that possession game all the time. Now, fortunately, they rebound the ball well, and that helps a little, but it doesn't totally solve the problem.
First free throw is good. And so he makes both from the line. And so it's Golden State with it. Now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball. Here's Sensabaugh. Good on the shot.
I mean, if the defender is going to play off like that, then you know what's going to happen. There are going to be points put on the board.
Post gets it to go. Utah has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in this second quarter of play. Here's Clarkson. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops.
And this is what Clarkson is out here to do. He's consistent about looking to score from the mid-range.
Butler against Kessler. Shots good by Butler. Butler's got his third bucket of the night.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
George, no good. And here's Hield. He'll bring it up for Golden State. Here's Butler. And another basket for Golden State.
And knew he had a look before he had the ball. Great anticipation by Butler.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. That's the latest, David.
Kevin, thanks. The NBA's 65 games requirement for postseason awards has drawn some criticism. But Adam Silver says, ultimately, this is about the fans and putting the best product forward. Load management was not working for us. This is having the desired effect, that guys are out on the floor. Kevin?
Yeah, they want to be on the floor, right? Keep them tuning in. Good stuff, D.A. Thank you. Here's Sensabaugh. Got a piece of it. Here's the break. Here's Hield. And then Hield with the dunk.
Explosive play by Hield, taking off and slamming that one down before the D could react.
And for the Jazz, they're shooting around 41% on the night. Short. A rebound by Hield. Hield's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Pass to Post. And the shot goes down. Post has got his second bucket. 41 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. And no one near Clarkson as he lets it go. Cans it from downtown.
With just about every shot in his bag, Clarkson is an elite level scorer.
There's the pick. Floats it up for Butler. Stolen by George. And now the fast break. George with the ball. And here's Collins from outside. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
And you love how instant Collins' shot can be. Gets a pass and wastes no time in releasing it. Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
Well, it's not going to get any easier if they can't improve their defensive intensity. They got to show some fight.
And so it's the Golden State Warriors leading by a full 31 points at the end of the quarter. Their defense has been active and effective. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Steve, a good rhythm for you in the first half. What do you like most about how your team's competing?
Just like the ball movement, the drive and kick. Our guys have played really well together. Just trying to move the ball, get a great shot.
We'll see if you can keep the ball flying around as we continue. Thanks. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. Curry has been sensational.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Yeah, and in terms of slowing him down, I think they're going to have to change things up. Give him some different looks.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. And Golden State, looking at who they've got. In the backcourt, we'll see Curry and Podziemski. Draymond Green is out there with Jimmy Butler, and it's Moody in at the 3. The Jazz have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
And one of the highlights last year for this group was the fact that they were so efficient from the charity stripe. That's a huge factor.
That free throw missing. Easton, the last few decades, we've seen the 3 become more and more necessary for offenses. Wondering if you think that's a good thing.
Well, it is, and teams not only understand the value of making a lot of three-point shots, but the threat of the 3 spreads out defenses and actually makes it easier for you to get shots at the rim. So the 3 is absolutely necessary to be a great offensive team in this league.
Quickly, is the arc too close? Should they move it, maneuver that a little bit?
Well, the skill level is really, really high. I like the suggestion of keeping the arc the same all the way around, which would eliminate the corner 3.
The open look here for Sexton, and they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Sexton's got 5 now.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Second half just getting started, about a minute played. Pass to Kessler, fires away from outside. Rebound by Butler. Golden State's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. Stan, you know, you think about Jimmy Butler, and you and I are fans of his game. Talk about a guy who calls it like he sees it, though. My goodness.
Yeah, that's an understatement. Look, Jimmy's never going to hold back. He'll call out his teammates. He'll call out opponents. He'll call out the referees. This guy acts with no fear.
Just don't call out the broadcasters, right? We want to stay out of his range.
And he would have no reason to.
Exactly. Third quarter of play with just over a minute and a half gone by. A shot by Podziemski, no good.
Yeah, you expect him to make those. Good look. Just couldn't find the mark.
The shot by Sexton, no good.
Excellent coverage defensively, making it hard on him.
Shoots the 3. A shot by Podziemski, no good. And so Sexton will bring it up for the Jazz to the inside. And Kessler throws it down.
Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
Now, though, you're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect. Moody finds Butler.
And continuing to add to his offense over time. Butler excels at breaking down the defense.
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Here's Collier. Pass to Markkanen. Jazz passing it around. Picked by Markkanen. 5 to shoot. Here's Collier. And the rejection by Curry.
And quick reaction by Curry. Steph putting some serious effort in defensively.
Buries it from 3-point range.
And guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Well, what I love about his three-point shooting is the spacing that he's adding. It makes things a lot easier for everyone else.
Collins wide open, he fires. Here's Kessler. The shot's good. Kessler's got 6.
Yeah, secures the ball off the glass. Does a nice job going right back up.
Inside. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
And no wonder Green has been called the heartbeat of his team. He just makes plays that energize the entire roster.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Lepowski, he's checked in for Collins. And it's Keontae George in for Collier. Golden State also making some changes. Santos is checked in, and Kuminga's subbed in for Moody. Free throw drops for Green.
What I appreciate most about Green is his leadership. Strong vocally on and off the floor.
Sexton the pass to George. Puts up a three, and there's Sexton. That's good on the assist by George. Sexton's got his third basket of the night right there. Healed right side. Fires from deep. Frames the three-pointer.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
And Sexton slams it in.
And sometimes it seems like Sexton wants to get hit on the way up. He just embraces the challenge.
So Colin Sexton is 6'3". He has the frame of a point guard, clearly. But Stan, his game is putting up points, and he can do it in a hurry.
Yeah, and Kevin, look, he's done it pretty efficiently in recent years. We have a lot of point guards in the league who are primarily scorers. And Sexton, though, you've also got to give him credit. He's made great strides as a playmaker.
He has indeed. Stan, I've always admired you. Come from a coaching family. Was there a point growing up you knew you wanted to be a coach?
Yeah, I loved being around the game. And so two things happened that drove me into coaching. Number one, I loved baseball, and I couldn't hit one. So that was out. And I wasn't a good enough basketball player to go on that way. So if I wanted to stay involved in the game, that's when I knew I wanted to be a coach.
But your dad had a little bit of that in his background. I say in a little kind of tongue-in-cheek, right? He was a guy that led the way in your interest there.
Yeah, my dad coached for over 40 years, and I think he had a great passion for it, and always used to tell us that he never actually felt like he worked a day in his life. He loved it so much.
Following in his footsteps. Terrific story.
Well, overall, they're the team getting the better looks here in this second half.
Yeah, they've looked really in sync after the break. Getting the shots they want and converting them.
Here's Spencer. Payton attacking. Oh, and the jam by Payton.
And guys, that's not as easy as he made it look. You've got to have some skills to pull that off.
Well, he's got plenty of those, that's for sure. For Utah, they've gone 7 of 13 in the third quarter so far, just above 50%. Now Kessler. 6 points for him, and it goes down 2 points. 15 points for Colin Sexton.
You know, you got to respect Sexton's scoring ability. The closer he gets inside, the more effective he is.
Pass to Jackson Davis. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Right side, Kuminga. It's good from long range. Kuminga's got 13 points.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Look, when the three is falling like this, there's not a whole lot you can do defensively.
And so it's the Golden State Warriors with a huge lead at the break. Safe to say there's no catching them today. The three-point shooting has come fast and furious to the tune of what has become a big-time blowout in progress. Back right after this. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Yeah, and if you have both guards dishing like that and putting up points, wow, a coach's dream.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. They've got Jordan Clarkson. He's out there with Keontae George. And it's Filipowski in at the center. That's the group right now for Utah. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
Well, they've been hitting threes at a high clip, and the defense hasn't done enough to challenge them at the line. They need to close out and run them off the three.
And the other thing you notice is how committed they've been to playing with the pass, constantly moving that ball from one side to the other.
Left side, George. Here's Clarkson. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got assist number 5 here tonight.
That's just poor defense there. You can't give up these kind of looks from the mid-range.
To the middle. Rose, shot is good. Rose got his first basket.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Pass to Sensabaugh. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
At the line for the Jazz, Sensabaugh. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. And the Warriors making a change here. Looney's checked in. Both shots good from the stripe. And it's the Warriors' ball. Here's Rowe. To the wing right side. Here's Knox. A three-pointer is right on target. Knox has got himself on the board with 3 there.
He is cold-blooded. Drops the dagger. Piles on to what was already a big lead.
And defensively, that kind of effort is just not going to cut it.
The Warriors have gotten all 3 of their shots to drop here in the fourth quarter. They came out of the break on a roll. And they pick up 2.
Well, he saw the height advantage he had and went right up with it. That's exactly what you want him to do there.
And here's George. Pass to Sensabaugh. Unloads from 13. Another miss by Utah.
Yeah, well, that's a shot the defense is probably going to let him keep taking.
Down low. And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession. The Warriors making a switch here. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Jazz. Shoots from 12. And then George with the jam.
That's why you never quit battling on the offensive glass.
And that's a nice reward for his effort. The flush. Perfect.
Well, that's what he does. He makes an impact with his activity on the boards.
Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete. Jazz have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Pass to Juzang. The Warriors pull it in. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. And there it is for him.
Tossing a pass to the interior. That's what you want to do. Get into the paint.
Outside, George gets the three-point to fall. George has got 5 points now in the quarter.
And developing that three-ball shot, George is putting in the work now.
To the right side. Here's Rowe. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
From deep. And Santos pulls it down.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Utah has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
You're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff. Timeout called the Warriors.
On the court now, your high squad. Get back.
Golden State's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. And it's sent back by Kessler. Here's Markkanen. And he uses the glass on the lane.
And I like that. Markkanen needs to play like a 7-footer because he's got the talent, but he also has a pretty strong frame when he wants to use it.
Curry with the bucket.
How about the range on that jump shot? I love seeing this guy when he's in form.
With the step back, Collier. And Curry pulls it down. Golden State's gone 3 of 4 from downtown here in the fourth. Pass to Butler. Lets it go from deep. And another 3 for Golden State.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Warriors.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Stephen Curry.
Well, bottom line, he was just unstoppable at times. Not much you can do when he's playing with that kind of confidence.
Pass to Kessler. Now, here's Sexton. Hits the three-point bomb.
And you gotta like that they found something positive here, something that maybe carry overs into the next game.
Yeah, a loss stings a little less if you at least feel like you put up a fight, but only a little less.
Takes the 13-footer, and Utah again with the bucket.
Just a creative ball handler. Sexton does a really good job with his change of speeds and direction, keeping the defender off balance.
To the inside, marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
Inspired tonight. They fought hard and at crucial points just made the plays.
Yeah, they saved their best basketball for this home stretch, and they certainly earned this win.
And it's Utah's ball. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. And it's Collier missing.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
Yeah, they might want to draw something up here to get him something at the rim or get him to the free throw line. Sometimes that's all it takes to snap a cold streak.
So we see the Warriors taking the game here. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Jimmy. Your guys had it going from long range. When that happens, how does that affect the offense?
Well, when they're making shots, it's opening the lane for us drivers. And we just want them to continue to shoot with confidence. Everybody on this team, no matter if you make it or miss it, we need you to shoot it because that's what the game tells you to do.
Keeps the floor spread, man. Thanks very much. Back to you guys.
All right, DA, thanks again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. So, for Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And now, we present the player of the game, Stephen Curry.